Welcome to the sixth grade videos for Earth Systems, MS-ESS2-4. Let's start by reading the standards and clarifying the expectations for students. MS-ESS2-4. Develop a model to describe the cycling of water through Earth systems driven by energy from the sun and the force of gravity. What students do need to know. This standard will have students develop a model that will emphasize the way water changes as it moves through the water cycle by energy and the force of gravity. What students do not need to know. The assessment limit. Assessment is limited to a quantitative understanding of the latent heats of vaporization, and fusion is not assessed. So in other words, they do not need to know how the temperature remains constant as the solid turns to liquid or as the liquid turns to gas. Comparing standards. Let's now explore how this standard will continue in high school and build upon the knowledge learned in middle school. So in middle school, they develop a model to describe the cycling of water through Earth systems driven by energy from the sun and the force of gravity. In high school, they use a model to describe how variations in the flow of energy into and out of the Earth systems result in changes in climate. Let's start with a phenomenon. You can pose the question, are we drinking the same drinking water that dinosaurs drank when they roamed the Earth? A second phenomenon could be a teacher demo of the water cycle. Students will make observations of how the water is changing throughout the different phases. Teacher demo will allow for good discussion points as to why these changes are occurring. Resource example number 1. In this activity, students will build a model to simulate parts of the water cycle. They will be able to recognize and explain the essential elements of the water cycle. They will learn the importance of a scale model to simulate global processes and explore the factors that influence these changes. There's a link to the activity in the slides. Resource example number 2 is an interactive. This interactive of the water cycle describes how the Earth's water is not only always changing forms between liquid rain, solid ice, and gas vapor, but also moving on, above, and in the Earth. This resource has a student guide and has differentiated levels, and the link is in the slide. Resource example number 3 is a water cycle game. In this game, students will be challenging each other in a moving, interactive, full-body, sound effect version of rock, paper, scissors that incorporates the stages of the water cycle. This game is a great role-play activity where students will become water particles and see the different pathways they can take while still being part of the same water cycle. As an extension to this activity, teacher cards can be made to give students guided explanations as to what is happening at each phase of the cycle, and this can be read by each student. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, please contact the AACPS Science Office at the website below.